God bless everyone out there in radio and internet world. We thank God for you joining us once again. This is Barry and Karen. We're there to be different live with Barry and Karen. We just thank God for you being with us and joining us once again on another podcast. And we are here and still breathing.
Yes, we are. Like they say, we are still amongst the live and the living.
Yeah, we in the land of still the land of living.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here tonight. My wife doesn't.
They're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's just big.
Oh, okay.
And so. And my wife's concerned about audio audio thing looking funny, so on our Adobe Edition, so it's kind of like that. But yeah, like I was saying, we thank you for joining us on Twitch, YouTube, and also Periscope. And
Is it on? I don't see Periscope.
we might not be on Periscope, but either way, we gotta find out what's happening on Periscope. But for sure, we on Facebook Live. We are. I think we kind of. I always do this. Sorry, y'all. And there we are. Okay, now we got both of us. So, thank you for joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and also on Twitch. And we're multi-streaming through Restream.io, which is our restreaming app that you can go to and check out that. Also, we're streaming multiple platforms. We will have a recording or the stream, live stream will be on these different platforms. So if you want to check them out there, you can go to either the YouTube, which will come up later on in the chat, or you can go to you can also go to the Facebook and check it out on our Facebook page. All those links and those things are either in our website, which is embracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com, or you can check us out on under this channel here. There's also some links to those platforms as well. Also, you check out, my brother has a radio station, a internet radio station. He owns it, operates it. It's fully legal. It's a full-fledged radio station.
Yeah.
And it's KBRG, which stands for the Bridge. And he is out of Hesperia, California. You can go check him out there. And he's got all music for all people. So
Yes,
you won't miss you.
Nothing.
You won't miss you. So there's a link down there for his station. We're trying to get on there soon, and we'll let you know when that happens. We got to find a way to get our stuff to him, so he can be able to get it on his station. So, well, technically it's ours too. We claim it as ours as well because we share it. And so he's one of our biggest supporters and one of our biggest fans, and we thank God for him. We're his biggest fan too.
Yeah.
Well, just to give you an update on how we're doing. As you can see, it's been an interesting day. I'll put it like that. Yemi, of course, tried to do his best to try to cause us to not to do this tonight, and I know the reason why he did, because there was something which we gained a new subscriber, by the way. One of our co-workers subscribed now.
Oh, okay.
And she's listening to us, and she's a Christian, and she wants to get into music and stuff like that. She used to sing and everything, and so I'll tell you about that. So she'll probably be looking at this later. So yeah, but the thing is, I think for the new follower, we had a new follower. I gotta say hello to our new follower on Twitch. I gotta remember his name. I found him on another site. I was looking at somebody else play a game, and he popped on, and I had to look and see who it is. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell y'all who our new follower is, and just show our appreciation. Like I say, we're gonna have to have a thing we do for followers, so y'all gonna think something wrong with us. And there they did it update. Let me see. It didn't catch him. I gotta find out what his name is. But once I find out, I'll make him. I'll show my appreciation to him. But yeah, we had another one, as a matter of fact, just today, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting closer. We're on the road to 50. We're trying to get affiliate, and we're trying to get there, not so that we can get any money, because we got jobs. We not employed, sitting here just doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sitting at home, just cranking out videos, because if that's the case, I wouldn't do a good job. so the thing is that we do have full-time jobs, and we do work, and we schedule this around our full-time jobs. You want to check the schedule that we have. It's in the channel, in our channel here on Twitch. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but just to let you know, we have it there. You can check out where we show and what we do.
Yeah.
Tonight, I wanted to deal with something. I was usually we're gonna talk about thankfulness, but I think it's something that I want to kind of reiterate on something that we kind of talked about and elaborate on some aspect of it. There was I was trying to think about what to talk about tonight, because like I say, we didn't get a chance to do it last night. Mm-hmm. And so we are going to do stuff on thankfulness. I was going to kind of trying to get a little closer.
Yeah.
And once we get closer to Thanksgiving, then I said I was going to do it up to that point. But mm-hmm. then I said, well, now mm-hmm. There was something that kind of dropped in my spirit about showing people your scars. Mm-hmm. Okay. What it's and I'm gonna tell you the motivation is the reason why. My wife don't know this, because I didn't tell her what we was gonna talk about, so she gonna have to kind of.
No, I'm like on a blind date.
Yeah, she's on blind date, so she'll catch on once I throw it. And I'm gonna give you a scripture though, mm-hmm. to kind of, if I can remember which one it was. It was the account of Jesus when he rose from the dead. It was in the book of Luke. And he appeared to the disciples. The thing that stood out with me was this one particular verse. Mm-hmm. And Jesus did this so that they would know it was him. Okay, so let me go to it. And it's in Luke 24, and I'm gonna read 36 through 40. See, now as they said these things, it was talking about how that when they seen him rise and they saw him risen from the dead, he had appeared to Simon, one of the disciples that was on the road to Emmaus. It said, and as he said these things, Jesus himself stood in the midst of them and said to them, "Peace to you." But they were terrified and frightened, and supposed they had seen a spirit. And he said to them, "Why are you troubled? Why do doubts arise in your hearts? Behold my hand and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me, for a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and his feet. Mm-hmm. Now, the 40th verse is what stood out to me. He showed him his hands and feet. And I was talking about showing people your scars. Because when Jesus rose from the dead, he still does at this present time, for eternity, for all of eternity, he has the scars of his crucifixion. It's proof to him and proof to us that he did this out of love. He did this for us. He kept the scars. He kept the nail prints in his wrists, because a lot of people believe Jesus had nail prints in his hands. Mm-hmm. But if you read the accounts of the crucifixion and crucifixions period, the only place where they had to nail him up on a pole or on some kind of erected pole, and the only place they could hang him on where he wouldn't fall off, because there's a lot of small bones in the hand, they separate by cartilage. If he nailed him to the hand, he wouldn't have been able to stay there long. They'd have to tie him up on a rope. Now you have seen that.
Yeah.
But in their case, they put it right here in this point where this bone, this soft right here, they just nailed it right through there where that ulna and them two bones, them two. I don't remember the name of them. No, ulna's one and tibia. Oh, that ain't tibia. That's this bone down here. But just these two, right between this, right where the wrist and where these two bones meet, and that's where and to give you a kind of an idea, because what they were saying was. Is that they had seen him and he had preached the Simon. They recognized him by when he blessed, when he did the breaking of bread. But Jesus always did it a certain way, and they said, well, how did they recognize him by the way he broke bread? Because the way he blessed it, he did the same way. So they wore robes and stuff. And he had his arms were covered when he was walking with them. So when he got in the house and he raised his hands up, there they are. So that was proof right there. There's nobody walking around with those scars but him.
That's it.
So he walks around with the scars of a crucified man. He probably still has the marks in his head from when he had the crown of thorns. For sure, he probably does not have those. He probably only has these and the ones in his feet. So every time he looks down, he sees those scars, because physically, the Bible says that he's a man, Christ Jesus. So he is actually flesh and blood, like he says, as a glorified body. So to draw in this picture, when he appeared into them, he showed them his scars, what he had been through. And a lot of times, people can relate to you better when you show them your scars. I heard T.D. Jakes preach on messages out there showing Jesus is showing his scars. And how that people can relate to you by just showing your scars. I was watching a stream. This was really inspired this message. I was watching a stream today because in case a lot of you didn't know that hadn't watched this video and hadn't seen it before, I had a bout of depression, anxiety. Well, recently I just had gotten out of it for it, and they kind of just waiting until I can get some. See a psychiatrist and stuff like that, so they got me on meds. Well, the meds are helping me because they ain't too much bothers me. You can ask her. Something happened today. I was calm. I was real calm. I was like this video was talking about. I was watching Steve Harvey. He was talking about these guys when he went to Africa, how so calm they was, and what is the color of your dog? I was thinking about that video when I was talking to her, because she was like, and I was like, yes, darling, but I was like, because I noticed your mood don't change. I hit her nose, but then it's not so much that. I've gotten to the point now where when I came out that I said that I wasn't going to allow myself to get anxious. And when the enemy tried to, he remember the word says, be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, that's another thing. Let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. So there is no reason for you to be anxious if you trust him with the situation and trust him with the answer. A lot of people, they get so anxious because they don't know what, they try to handle it on their own, and that's not going to work. But when you show somebody scars, and like I said, going back to what I was going to say, I was watching another streamer. I don't call his name because y'all already know who he is. I was watching him, and I used to be a subscriber to him a long time ago, and I had watched him too much because I'm trying to more so support a different group of streamers now, because these people actually are part of our community. And so, you know, like and a few of them are mods, and a few of them are people that we connect with, and I try to get on their streams, support them, and, you know, show my face and talk to them a little bit. I do that everywhere. I go to the stream, a game I like, I find somebody that can speak English, and I go in there and type and talk to them and stuff. So I do that. Now I do that a lot. So I go around and I do the streams and just talk to people that stream the game I like and that speak English and that so I can relate to them. And a lot of times that's a lot of people see me and they say, oh, he pretty cool dude. Or and then a lot of times I win one stream, I help the guy out when he asks for it. They don't like you to do that. But this guy had been streaming for a few years and he expressed to he was talking about himself. He say and I came in it kind of on the back because I wasn't really paying attention to him, but I started reading the chat. And he was talking about, situation with him. And he was going to take some time off, during holidays and not stream and just spend some time with his family, and not focus on that, Mm-hmm. And so they got into discussion of depression and anxiety. And he said he was seeing a therapist and different things like that. And he's finna make a birthday. And I mean, he's like, I'm 10 years old and he is. Mm-hmm. And so he's gonna be about 37 and, life and kids and streaming mm-hmm. and marriage and everything, just whatever. Mm-hmm. I can relate. I ain't been streaming as long as he been. And we're podcasts. I've been probably podcasting as long as he been streaming. And so it's been, and like I said, I went through that. And I actually reached out to him and, in the chat and I told him, man, I know what it is to have those suicide thoughts mm-hmm. and having the stress that ends up in depression. And so, man, my prayers are for you. And so, and he appreciated that. He appreciated a lot of it because everybody was really just kind of just pouring out to him, Yeah. And it was really nice that they were supporting him like that. And so, but I had a new appreciation for him because basically what he did, he showed us his scars. Mm-hmm. Ain't too many streamers gonna do that. No. And I'm not saying this man, and I don't think he's really a Christian, per se. Mm-hmm. But the fact is that he did something that a lot of Christians don't do. Mm-hmm. They're not transparent. And he wanted to be more transparent than what he has been. Because a lot of people, there's only a few people kind of knew certain aspects of him, and a lot of people knew him personally, but not like that. And the only people that you can actually show your scars to, and when Jesus showed his scars to, he showed his scars to his friends. Mm-hmm. He showed it to the people that actually was the closest to him, to let them know that I got victory over this, so that you can come through this as well. And Jesus today is letting us know that we need to be more transparent about what goes on with us, with the right people. Mm-hmm. You can't tell everybody your business.
Please don't.
don't Please. Do it. Don't yak your business to everybody and everybody. Yes. A lot. Number one, a lot
ladies.
Of people. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to hear it.
You'd be surprised how they don't even be concerned. No. And then they said that tell you, well, I'm gonna be in prayer for you. We're gonna be in prayer. How they? No. Trust me, they ain't.
No, they not praying for you.
Very few people are gone to. But
yeah, some people, well, if they say they're praying for you, they actually mean it. But a lot of people
some
don't.
People do. Some
yeah,
people.
But I try to, as much as I can, if they, I try to support, as much as I can. Mm-hmm. I let them know that I am thinking about them, or I'm praying for them, or I just, I show them some kind of love. I give them a hug, or ask how they doing, be concerned about it at least, because we had a lady in our job, she lost her husband recently, and we we had a couple of run-ins, but I don't let that stuff bother me. I know I'll be playing with them anyway. Mm-hmm. So she I saw her today, and I saw her a couple of days ago. I asked her how she was doing. She said, day by day. I said, I understand. I said, want you to know we're praying for you and saying we're here for you. Mm-hmm. So she was like, well, thank you. So and a lot of times that's all they need. They don't want you to. I heard people, and I had to learn that when I lost my mom. Mm-hmm. There was some things people was telling me, like, you know what, I really don't want to hear that. And you don't want to be rude, but they don't know better because they don't know what to say.
No.
And a lot of times the best thing for you to do is to say nothing. Mm-hmm. Just don't try to give no version of Oh, you know, when I lost my mama, I know it never, you know, don't go into that tirade. Please don't. Don't tell other people about how you felt when you lost you're not there right now. That was days or years ago. Your mama dead for years, and you gonna tell us, I know how you feel. No, you don't. I almost jumped down one woman throat. She told us, well, I understand you feel. Do you really? I told her, and she actually did. So I said, okay. I just, you know, a lot of people say that and they don't. So
they understand the loss is what they say. What they saying they don't feel to suffer a loss.
But they hadn't. But if they ain't reason, they understood the loss, and that's and I know that's a lot of it was. But when you're thinking like we were thinking, and well, they saw I was thinking, you know, I'm thinking, well, you hadn't had it currently, so apparently you know how I feel. Unless you still feeling that way, but
yeah, but some people do. Some people take
some people do.
Yeah, some people take a long time to get over. Things like that.
It took me a while, so I know how they feel on that. But at least they can empathize with you, and that's what the thing is that I looked at it too. I said at least they can empathize. The one that actually can, because I know there's some that could, because they just lost their parent, and so I can't empathize with a person that lost their spouse because mine's living.
Right.
But I know what it is to lose someone you love. And so, and I was talking about it today, as a matter of fact. So yeah, we and had to learn how to talk about that, because it was rough for me in the beginning to talk about it. I talked about it with my wife, and she would say it was good that I was able to talk about it without it bothering me, because it used to.
Yeah.
My anxiety would go up, and I'd be, you know, I would think about the bad stuff, you know. But then when I think about the bad stuff, I think about, well, you know what? She was young. She didn't have the wisdom of God for a lot of stuff. She was trying to handle a lot of stuff on her own.
Yeah.
She was trying to raise us best way she knew how, because she really wasn't taught to raise kids properly, because her parents didn't really do it properly either. So basically, you know, dysfunction
just passed down to another generation.
Yeah, that's all it was just passed down in dysfunction. So you just dysfunction breeds more dysfunction. So you got a whole dysfunctional group, because you got people who pass on from one generation to the other.
Right.
But how does showing your scars benefit other people? Because the only thing is showing your scars is going to do is benefit someone else, not you. Because it's not really about you. Now you go through the situation, yes, but really, honestly, it's for someone else.
Right.
What you dealing with, what you go through, is for the sake of someone else. It may not seem that way, but believe me, when you come out of it, you can tell someone else about it, just as well as that you understand where they're at. You can relate to them, you can empathize with them, and you can even help them.
Right.
When we had a situation one time that I had come out of, and then the guy came up for prayer one time, and we was on prayer team at one time, and he came up for prayer, and we actually prayed for him, because we knew that, you know, he was able, understood the situation, because I had just come through that. So a lot of times I didn't understand some of the stuff we were going through, and then I'll say, okay, because we had the incident one time we was going through in our marriage, and then we ended up with counseling a couple that was going through the same thing.
Yep, same
exact thing. So there are times when you show people your scars, and people kind of like, you know, you know, you show them their scars, and they look at it and they say, you know, but so they know that, hey, at least they understand where I am.
Right.
At least they know how I feel. At least they can relate to me, and I can be able to. But then another reason why you share your scars is because it opens the door for you to be able to minister to someone else. Because see, when you're transparent, when you tell people that you don't make yourself like you're invulnerable and that you have no faults or no failures, or you don't have any shortcomings. I've seen people do that. I've seen people act as though they never have a fault in their life, that they never been through anything, they never had any troubles, they never did anything wrong. People, you know, they act like they don't have no trouble in their life or have no trouble in their marriage and have no trouble.
Yeah, like they just perfect.
Yeah, and if you let them fool you into believing that,
you make them. They'll make you feel like you're not even normal. I'm like, well, good God, they do. I mean, like. They'll be like, well, me and my husband, we don't argue. They don't fuss. Like, they just get along all the time. And they see eye to eye. And I'm like, huh? Y'all two different individuals.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you've been married for any length of time. There's going to be some cases where you and that person are going to disagree.
You're going to disagree. Now, you might not yell to the roof. Now, it may be what they're saying. They might just,
they may not argue, but they might disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or then one fuss and the other concedes.
Yeah.
Because that easily.
Either you got somebody that's a jellyback, or they just so weak.
Jellyback. And well, they don't know that term. See, let me define. Let me get in the Urban Dictionary.
Wimp.
The Urban Dictionary defines jellyback as an individual that has no spine,
no backbone,
no backbone.
You just a yes man. Yes, dear, yeah, baby. You know, you find them, yeah, baby. Won't stand up to yourself. So yeah, if you like that, of course you ain't gonna have no argument. Hey,
there's no fight. There's no disagreement.
Yeah. Come on now. Maybe that person then got to the point where they. Because you are so mean, and you go, and you to the roof. So of course you ain't gonna have no arguments. That's common sense. I would be like, oh yeah, baby, go ahead, whatever. Yeah. So that's the type of marriage you got. Yeah, whatever you want. This, shut up today. That's what they said to themselves. Yeah, as long as they ain't gotta hear your mouth.
Lord Jesus. Like, if y'all listening to us on the other platforms, the YouTube and Facebook, hit something in the chat. Let us know you're looking at us and how we look and stuff like that. Because I'm not monitoring it because I'm trying to keep my frames down. So, so let us know if you can how it is, or if, like I say, you see us later in the comments. Tell us what we can change, if what we need to change. We need to do somebody's background. We're working on that.
Yeah.
So that's why we keep it neat back there, so y'all won't Well, I've been looking at stuff. So, but anyway.
Nevertheless,
when Jesus showed those disciples his scars, they were people that were close to him. Because the Bible said he showed himself to 500 people before he left. Now, but these people were individuals that he had handpicked for this time. But for the first people he went to after his resurrection was to his disciples. So he wanted to show them that it is me, by the scars that I've taken for you. So, and that's the same way he feels now. When he looks at him, and he wants you to realize that he did this for you. He didn't do this for himself.
No.
That's why what you go through is not just for you. Now, it does benefit you in that you grow from it. If you don't go from it and grow from it, it will benefit you. But if you allow it to grow you, then you can be mature enough. Hey, what's up, man? That is the prophet, the bishop, the apostle of the faith, Demetrius Wilson. Shalom, brother. How you doing, man? So we thank God. So like I was saying, when Jesus showed them his scars, he showed them that I can relate to you. And I did this for you. So a lot of times what we go through, we don't go through because of us. And like I said, we can grow from it and not go from it. We can be mature enough when we go and we basically help someone to get through the situation. And not allow it to destroy us, but allow it to develop us. And so that's kind of how some people look at it when we get transparent. There are certain things that I believe, though, there are certain things that you have to have the wisdom and direction of God to do that. You don't want to just go out there and just blab your business to everybody, No. But you want to show people, especially as ministers, because a lot of times the people put us in a place where they believe that we'll never fail, or we'll never have any failures, or we're infallible, we're basically almost incorruptible or whatever. They think we don't make the mistakes. We think we're not human anymore once we become a preacher or minister or whatever.
Yeah, and that's so far from the truth.
And we catch it more because we are that than anything.
Yeah, because you're flawed, you have shortcomings.
Yeah, we're still human.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go up to one of these preachers and get you a knife and cut his wrist, he will still yell and still bleed. And he may say some stuff that you didn't know he said, and that he could say if he ain't quite delivered. Oh man, are you? Oh, very well. Are you my wife and I headed back to share in Seattle. Oh, y'all going back to minister at a marriage conference in the morning. Okay, man.
All right.
Well, we're gonna pray for you that we're gonna do that now. Yeah. Father, we pray for Pastor Demetrius and his wife, that Lord God, you would give them traveling grace, that you would bless them as they make their way up to Seattle. Let them make a difference in the lives and the people that they come in contact with. Let those people experience the power of God in their marriage, and let marriage be changed because of the word that is preached by their lips. We thank you for it, and we thank you they get a safe trip. Bless them as they go there, and bless them as they come back. We thank you for it in Jesus' name. Yeah, man, let us, we gonna check out some pictures, see what's going on. Because I remember when you went to Seattle last time, and I didn't get a chance to see a lot of your pictures and stuff, but you look like y'all had a pretty good time. But yeah, man, take a picture of that crowd. I know you're gonna have one. Take a picture of that crowd, and we wanna blow that up too. Let me know if we can help you in any form or way, man. We want to do anything we can to be a blessing to you.
And tell your wife I said hello.
Yeah, tell your wife, man, we ain't seen her in a minute. Tell them kids hi. Oh, no problem. Love you too, man. But like I say, but one of the things that, like I said, showing your scar, being transparent, a lot of times will help people, help you to relate to a lot of people. Because if they see that you're real, they can realize, okay, well, this guy or this woman can relate to where I am. Right. And you can better minister to them. Because if you just act as though you never have any problems, and you act as though I don't come through this and you can come through it too, but you ain't never been through nothing.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate when people. I don't like when people do that to me. And they say, well, I understand how you feel, because if you hadn't been through what I've been through, no, you don't. You can't tell me how I feel to go through in my marriage or have trouble with your kids, and if you don't have no kids and you don't have no. And you single. How you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me how I feel? You single.
Yeah.
You never been married. On you have boyfriends or girlfriends.
And you ain't helping me talking like that. But I had this happen one time. I was in a meeting. We was in a group meeting, and we was talking about getting the right people, getting sponsorships and different things like that. One of the guys was kind of against that, because what he said was, he said, well, what if the guy that I'm sponsoring, he messes up and falls into it too? Well, he says, well, the lady was doing the class, he said, well, we all make mistakes. It's all going to happen and blah, blah, blah. She really didn't give him a sufficient answer. Then all of a sudden, the wisdom of God kicked in on me. And I said, well, let me ask you this, man. Would you want to get with somebody? Would you want somebody to sponsor you that had never been through nothing and can't relate to where you at? They can't tell you anything because they ain't never been on drugs. No. So he's like, oh, yeah, man, I see that. Yeah, you answered my question. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He was a Mexican guy. and he understood, because he said, hey, okay, I got it. Because if I've never been through, there are certain things I know by the wisdom of God, he'll give me wisdom to deal with. But there are some things that I actually experienced that I can come back and, this is the third year, y'all. Oh yeah, no problem, man. We do that. Third year, we're hosting the next year with. Okay, well, let's get together. I don't mind it at all, because next year we gonna plan out some things, and so yeah, we can get together on that. But that's what we're about, because we do want to see people restored, We want to see marriages rebuilt. We want to see people restored individually in their personal, individual life and in their relationships. And so that's what it's all about. That's what we ask you to be different. We don't want you to be like everybody else. No. Look, we just come out of a situation where now we're divided in our government because one group says this and one group has this, one group has that. That's cool. Whatever. But the blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Okay, so the thing is that we got to get back to the Bible, get back to the basics, and get back to the word, to the prayer, and get back to being in the face of God again, because we need it. We need it. Now, finally, we'll try to bring this down a little bit.
Bring it.
Yeah. So. But we do thank y'all for joining us. There's a lot of people in our Twitch side just popping in and out because they think since I don't have a game running on it, they think, well, I don't want to hear that. But I have people pop in and out on Twitch, so that's fine. So, but thank y'all for those that are joining us on Facebook Live. It's our second time being on Facebook Live. Yeah. So we hadn't really used the platform, but I had a gentleman that used this, and I said, well, you know what, we gonna
try it.
We gonna expand our net. We gonna make it bigger, and that's what we're doing. Thank God for those that are joining us. Now, we're going to come down to bringing this to a close, and one of the things that I want you to know is that when you're transparent with people, and you let them know that you can empathize with them. It helps you to be able to minister to them. It does help you to understand where you're at, so that you can be able to minister to them better. But it also, what you go through, helps you to grow. So we got to get to the point where we have to understand that growth comes from the experiences that we gotten over. Not the experience that we're still in. So if you've gotten past some stuff and you've come through some stuff, pass that message on to someone else.
Right.
Be available to help someone else that goes through what you come out of. So like I said, if you're looking at this video on any of these platforms, like the video, comment if you want. We'll like your feedback, so you can comment as well. Follow us on. You can follow us on all these platforms, especially our Twitter. You can go to our Twitter, which is at Embrace ULTD, which stands for Brace Unlimited. You can follow us there, and that will take you to. We give you updates, a lot of that. You can also go to our Discord. My Nightbot ain't coming up, so whatever. So well, I don't have enough. He does it when it's a whole lot of stuff in the chat. So this is our Discord. Discord is an app we use for if we have prayer requests. If you have any prayer requests or any is it? Okay, it's coming up. Slow, it's coming. Yeah, so it should be coming up in a moment, but it's trying to get through four different platforms. So Twitch should see it. So if you see it in the chat, then just join us there. If not, there's a link down there for it under our channel. Also, it's you can go to our website, which is bracingmarriagetogether.wordpress.com. You can go there, you can check out there, and we have links to all our platforms where we are. We're also on, if you want to listen to the audio version of our podcast, you can go to, we're on Spotify, we're on Stitcher Radio, and we are also on Google Play. So you can go there and check out those platforms and listen to our podcast. Or like I say, you can click on the links that provided in our website, and it'll take you there. So, anything else? That's it.
My last words and benedictions.
Yeah, last words and benedictions. Yeah. Oh, that video that I told y'all about, I'm uploaded tonight along with this podcast, and let y'all check that out.
Talking about our bloopers.
Yeah, blooper. Yeah. I'm gonna make a separate playlist for it.
Yeah, we'll just start doing our bloopers and let y'all
and just let you do. We do one once a week, like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
So our first one gonna be tonight. Y'all get checked out. We did it talking about differences. So and we're gonna show you how different we are, how we relate to one another. You get to see how we are when we not on camera trying to decide what to do. This was a sound check, by the way. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So we was just didn't know we recorded it and just kept it, and so we decided, hey, I'm gonna post that. That's funny. So y'all might relate to it. So anyway, what you got, babe, before we go?
Well, remember to embrace life, embrace love, embrace marriage, and dare to be different.
That's it. And God bless y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and we'll be talking about thankfulness.
Good night.
Good night.